About 6 months ago, I did a huge amount of research looking into who would be the first legacy automaker to fully transition to electric cars. I also found some interesting research and made a prediction about who would be first and second in the world in 2030. Now, I'll put a link in the description below to that video. Now, new data has emerged showing an incredible change in the decisions of one of the world's biggest automakers, who plan on being 50% electrified next year. When I made that video less than 6 months ago, was to get to 50% electrification by 2030. Now they're saying they can do it next year. That, my friends, is what has to happen if automakers want to stay in business. They need to change their plans and electrify far quicker than what they previously planned on. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you had an awesome day. Back when I made this video, a lot of people emailed me, messaged me saying, no, that company you're talking about, no, Geely. They said, no, Geely. I mean, look, they're big. They're going to do crazy things. They're going to do great things. They're going to make lots of EVs. And I said, no, they're not. They don't plan on it. Here's what they were saying at the time. I mean, at the time, Geely was saying, oh, we're going to have like 20% of our cars are going to be EVs by 2025. Well, that's where we're going to go. We're going to do our best, but, it's hard. It's difficult. And if they're all saying that, so I get it. I understand. It is hard. It is hard. Just ask Toyota. They can't even get the wheels to stay on their own EV. They just recalled them all. Toyota knows how hard it is. They're getting BYD to make the Corolla for them. Yeah, that's how hard it is. Toyota just outsource it to someone else. It is difficult. Geely, though, have just done a complete backflip. They've basically said, no. We now realise that, yes, Australians want EVs, contrary to the Australian media's reports that Australians don't want EVs, which is complete lies. Americans want EVs, contrary to what many people believe in. People that watch this channel still think that a lot of Americans don't want EVs, which is bogus. It's wrong. Yeah, there's a few that don't, but they're morons and they'll come to the party soon. Don't worry about that. Yes. Everyone would prefer an electric car if they can afford it. The purchase price at the time of buying it. Now, I know it doesn't make sense because ownership costs over the life of the car are more important than that, but that's the way people see it. And within the next couple of years, the same thing that's already happened in China will happen everywhere else. What's that? Well, in China, electric cars cost basically the same price as internal combustion engine vehicles, and that will follow suit within the next 24 months all over the world. Why do I say that? Well, because there is no other choice. Because if the Chinese are selling their cars at those prices, and they're doing that in most countries around the world, which is what they're basically about to do now, or they've already started doing, then other automakers have no choice. If they want to compete, they have no choice. They have to do it. Now, Geely has seen what's really going on. They've seen customer demand in China. They've seen customer demand all over the world. They have a few different brands. They obviously have Volvo. They have Zeekr. They have Lynk & Co. And Polestar. They sell electric cars. They want to sell a lot more of them. They're saying 50% of all vehicle sales for their company globally in 2023 will be EVs. Now, Geely is massively accelerating its transition to EVs, as was revealed in the company's financial report for the first half of 2022. They plan to make 50% of overall sales electric next year. I don't know how they're going to do that because they're a long way off that now. But hey, BYD did it very quickly, so you never know. In fact, BYD went to 100% very quickly, so it's possible. The car maker's vehicle sales fell 9% in the first half of the year due to corona restrictions in China. That was definitely in effect, and the chip crisis and the increased cost of raw materials. But while combustion engine sales fell by 20%, electric and hybrid models rose around 400% to 109,000 units, accounting for almost 18% of the company's sales, which includes Geometry, Lynk & Co, Zeekr, and Livan brands, as well as the aforementioned brands I spoke about before. Over 70% of these electric models, hybrids and plug-in hybrids, and fully electric cars were purely battery electric models. Yeah, over 70% were fully electric. I'm telling you, stop trying to tell me plug-in hybrids are the future. You're a moron if you say that. It doesn't make sense. Sales of plug-in hybrids continue to go down in terms of market share in comparison to electric cars, especially in China. And China is the best case. It's the best perfect testbed case to analyze. Why do I say that? Well, because it's the only country in the world where electric vehicles are pretty much on par with internal combustion and plug-in hybrids. In other words, people have a choice. When they have a choice, what do people invariably do? They choose fully electric. That's what they're doing in China. It's what they'll do everywhere else as soon as the price comes down, which it will. So what does that mean? Well, out of all those hybrids and EVs and things that Geely sold, 70% were fully electric, 20% were plug-in hybrids, and less than 10% were hybrids. In China, around 80% of all NEVs, new energy vehicles, are fully electric. Only a small percentage are hybrids and plug-in hybrids. Geely Chief Executive Jerry Gand said that by the second half of 2022, sales of all electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids should already account for more than 30% of total sales. So, in other words, the company needs to go from 30%, which they think they can get to by the end of this year, to 50% next year. I'm going to guess they're going to be going for 100% pretty soon after that. In the first half of this year, overseas markets made up 14% of the company's total sales, which marks an increase of 6.4%. Geely says it is aiming to increase overseas market sales to 20% by 2025. What does that mean? More EVs for all of us. Yes, good news. Thank you, Geely. Ramp up, ramp up, ramp up. You guys know what I think? You know, one of my favorite EVs, the Zeekr 001. That thing is unreal. And it's made by Geely in China. In its European operations, Lynk & Co delivered a total of 11,000 units to a combination of owners and subscribers, marking an increase of 4,000%. Not surprisingly, Geely says the brand will continue expanding its presence in Europe as well as in Asia-Pacific markets. In Malaysia, the company's strategic partner Proton has also accelerated its overseas expansion, becoming Malaysia's top vehicle exporter. Geely says the brand is to focus on Southeast Asian markets such as Thailand and Vietnam. The first half of the year also saw a 72% increase in R&D investment in intelligent and electrified vehicles. The Chinese car-making giant also said that new energy models featuring smart and intelligent capabilities will continue to be the company's focus in new product offerings in the second half of 2022. While increasing exports, Geely says it will also work on exporting its advanced hybrid, electric, and other new energy technologies by means of technology licensing, subscriptions, or cooperation with local automakers. So as you can see, Geely is basically the first legacy automaker. I think it's fair to call it legacy considering they also own Volvo. And they're a pretty well-known older company who actually also own a 10% stake in Mercedes-Benz. Not many people know that, but it's true. Who knows what on earth they see in that company. But anyway, I mean, Mercedes do make some good cars. Don't get me wrong. But I'm pretty sure Mercedes won't be anywhere near being 50% electric next year, which is a great goal for Geely to have. They're being very aggressive. 17% first 6 months of this year, 30% the second half of the year, 50% next year. I love their goals. Awesome to see. Hopefully this inspires more manufacturers to ramp EVs faster. I know Ford's trying. I know GM's trying. I know some companies are trying, but I think they're going to have to try a bit harder if they want to maintain their market share. In my view, this is good news because it forces everyone to compete, to make more EVs, to stay in business. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you consider buying a Chinese-made EV? Now, personally, I know there's a lot of anti-Chinese sentiment, but remember, the Japanese killed 25 million people during about a 15-year period. A lot worse than anything China's done to us. Anyway, just food for thought. Thanks again. I'll see you again on the next video. Bye-bye.